Hey everyone, it's Devon from the Maniology team, and we're back again with another live every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. You can find us here on another nail stamping journey, whether it's a technique or hack or tutorial. We're here to discuss all the details with you, and we're so happy you could join. So this week's live, we're going to be talking about what's trending. And if you haven't seen on socials, right now during the summer, there's been a lot of fun nail art trends, and we're going to show you some really cool plates that will help you recreate those very popular summer trends that we're seeing everywhere. So let's jump right into it. So I believe that you all may have not seen this plate yet, because it will be coming out in a little bit. So make sure you sign up for our newsletter. You guys are getting a bit of a sneak preview right now. Hold on, let me try and adjust the light a little bit so that way we have less of a reflection. Okay, so that is one plate, and then this is the second one. So the first plate we're going to look at is M329. Lots of super cool stuff. We have the droopy smiley faces, this heart pattern. We've been seeing so many flowers during the summer, lots of like 90s style flowers. We have a lot of rainbows that we've been seeing all throughout the summer, hearts, even a lot of like checkered patterns. So these are all so much fun. Of course, swirl designs are still very popular and very in. So today in this live, we're going to show you a few different looks that you can create with this. So again, I don't know if it was just me, but I feel like I've been seeing these everywhere on the feed. Sorry, everybody, I'm just gonna grab one more stamper. I've been seeing so much of this look. Like, I see so many of the distorted smiley faces. I've seen a lot of these like type of heart designs, tons of rainbow things, tons of wavy lines, a lot of checker patterns, so many cool different like flower designs as well. So these two plates will pretty much give you everything you need for this summer, and for, I feel like even spring, I started seeing a lot of these designs as well. And that's part of the reason why the thumbnail has a bunch of different like manicures by different nail artists, just to kind of illustrate how popular these looks are. So to start, I applied a white base, which is our BAM white right here. And you don't have to apply white base. The reason I'm doing that is because my tips are like a funny color, so I don't want to use that as the base because I'm about to do an ombre over it. So I am choosing to just do it this way. You don't have to do it like me. You can do it however you want to. So let's first do some fun bases. Colors that I've been seeing that are super hot this summer are orange and pink. So I just wanted to do like a fun little kind of orange and pink ombre. Slam Book B290 is the pink that I'm using, and then I'll show you the orange in a second. Of course, when you need the product to work, it's all like stuck. Should have prepped these a little earlier. So when you're sponging on a base, make sure you don't like cover up the polishes too much, because you don't want it to get too muddled. So I just try to fill in the white spaces. I don't try to overlap the colors too much, because when I dab off the excess, it'll help them to blend. So if I do it too soon, or if I overlap the colors, then it just gets all muddled and we don't really get the effect. We want to be able to see the pink and orange. So just go ahead, kind of sponge it on And then that looks pretty cute. I'm gonna go back and probably add a little bit more pink in certain areas, so that way I can kind of show the difference in the colors. So also when you're doing this technique, make sure that you pick colors that aren't in the exact same tone. So for example, the orange that I picked is a little bit more pastel, and it's Carnation B428, versus the pink that I'm using. It's a very vibrant pink. Slam Book is a lot bolder in comparison to our pastel carnation color. But that's good because it provides enough contrast. Had I picked an orange that was a little bit more like Orange Burst, or I don't know, something that was more bright, like a similar tone to this, it would actually almost cancel each other out. So I've tried this a bunch with like gradients, and I finally learned that you really need to have enough of a contrasting color to be able to get the proper ombre effect or gradient effect, or sorry, not ombre, but like tie-dye, for it to really stand out and look good. So you're gonna kind of notice I'm like using the corners of certain areas so that way I don't overlap too much. I think that looks pretty cute. If you want to, you can do another coat, but I kind of like how light this looks. It's not too much, it's just enough. Cute. Okay, so I'm gonna put this base on the side because I think I just want to get all of my bases ready before we start getting into the stamping aspect of this. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm not showing you a full look, so you guys can do the full look if you want. However you want to, you can use the same colors for the entire manicure, you can mix it up and try different things. I'm going to be doing a mix of different designs and looks because, one, I want to show you all the potentials that you can create with the plate and give you ideas for different color combinations. Also, the other reason I'm going to be doing it like this is because I thought it'd just be more fun. So the next tie-dye effect we're gonna use or do is using Monarch Dream B178, Rose Quartz B242, and Frosty B306. So in this case, why don't you take a look? The polishes are all around the same kind of tone. I think this is probably going to be the darkest out of the two. So because of that, I think I'm actually going to start with this pink. And to make it easier for myself, I think I'm just going to paint the whole sponge pink and do this. So I'm just kind of giving the tip a very light wash. I'm gonna let that dry for a second. Put this back on my stand. Let's see. You don't want to over sponge because if you over sponge, you end up removing polish. So there is a certain sweet spot that you kind of have to figure out when you start working with it. If not, you can always stamp it on. That's completely up to you. But because of the effect that I'm trying to do today, I wanted to just sponge it on so that way it'd have a very soft, smooth tie-dye effect. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna dab off the excess on a piece of paper here. So you may not see it happening off camera, but that is what I'm doing now, so that way kind of remove all that pink excess polish. Now I can go in with my blue and my purple, since those colors are much stronger. I'm just gonna kind of dab it all over. And same with my purple. Then using your scrap paper or your mat, you can just go ahead and kind of dab the excess off there and just start sponging on. So you don't have to do a lot. It actually doesn't require much at all. As you can see, it already made such a huge impact. That blue is a very, very strong color. Let's see. So we really don't need very much. If you want, you can always go back and just kind of sponge in certain areas. I think I'm just gonna go ahead, apply a little bit more. Even gonna add a little bit of the pink. And maybe even a little bit more purple. Then again, just kind of very cute. Okay, so that is our second base. Next, you're gonna just paint Soft Sage B219 over the entire nail. Actually, I didn't even need to put a white base down for this one, but oh well. I did it anyways just to be safe, because again, I didn't really like the fact that my tips were kind of see-through. So the natural nail is not see-through, we all know that. And that's part of the reason why I decided that it'd probably be easier if I just put a white base down so it's not so distracting. I love Soft Sage, it's such a cute color. It's a very happy, like melon color. I think for, maybe we'll do yellow. I think I want to do Chrysalis, which is a very, very soft yellow, B295. It's almost a green. It's like a soft yellow, light, very, very, very light green mix. And just apply one generous coat. And I think the last tip, we can just leave it white. So again, you can just use whatever colors you want. You don't have to use the same colors as me. These are just colors I chose because, one, I noticed that they have been very popular on social media. I think bright colors are always super popular during the summertime. And then two, just because I had some ideas of what I wanted to create with these plate designs. So, but do whatever feels comfortable for you. Have fun. Let's do the first, oh man, this is gonna be really hard to choose. Okay, I think we're gonna start off with M329. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to the individual designs today. I just really wanna focus on like all these super cool full nail patterns. Oh, choosing is so much harder than I thought it would be. Let's do Let's do the heart. And I'm going to be using our BAM white. Stamper and scraper is of course necessary to do this. Oh, here we go. Okay. Voila! Super cute and so simple. So that is look number 1. So we have those super super cool hearts, and I think we could even stamp this heart in the middle if we wanted to. I don't think I want to today though. The next design we're going to be doing is this flower design, and I want to use, I think, black. I like the straight up black and I love the contrast between the two. Look at how cute that is. So much fun. Is this dry yet? Not quite. Maybe, oh, whoops. We better give it a few moments. Aw, I smudged it a little. It'll be okay. So for those of you who are like, how does this design work? What you would do is you stamp it on the nail, and then you could take one of these flower designs and then stamp the flower over it. Or yeah, here, let me just show you. I'll show you on a piece of paper because I actually have an idea that I want to do with this tip. Let me clean this off and I will show you how this all works. So let's pretend you want the design to be pink. So then you'd stamp it on your nail like that. And then you take, let's just select green, and then you could just stamp the flower right in the center, or you could stamp whatever else you want. You could stamp a heart, a flower, whatever. That circle is basically there just to kind of give you some sort of border to work with. The other thing that you could also do is you could stamp this design on half of the nail. So if you just stamp maybe this half, and then it could be like on the cuticle, or you could stamp it so that way it goes this way and it creates like a U shape. There are many different ways you can play with this design. It's actually really fun. Originally, I thought it would be better to have made it like a rectangle, but after brainstorming with one of our designers, she showed me all the different potential that you can do with this, and it's I think this was a better option. You could even color each of these like little rays different colors so that way it looks like a fun rainbow on your nail. There's so many possibilities for this plate. This is definitely my favorite public launch plate for the summer. I found myself using this plate a lot. The manicure that you might have seen in the last video where I'm showing people how to use gel polish and stamping together. A lot of the designs that I use came from these two plates, I want to say. So I believe most of them came from this plate actually. Now that the base is probably dry, let's give it one more chance. Let's see. Yep, dry enough to stamp on. We are gonna work on this smiley face design. It's so cute. I love the distorted smiley faces. They make me laugh. There's something very silly about that. So I'm gonna be using black. For a design like this, make sure that you use a lot of stamping polish. Don't get skimpy, or else you're gonna have a difficult time picking up. And then overall, you end up wasting more stamping polish. Okay, my pickup was not the best, but it's okay because you all still get the idea. I'm just gonna stamp a little black polish on that area to cover that tip. You see my little smudge that I accidentally made earlier, but I think you all can still get the idea, and the style still looks very, very cool. And I love how it's, you know, all I had to do was paint on a yellow base and then stamp this over, and that was it. Easy nail art that's very impactful. Let's do, I think we're ready to move on to the next plate. I think you guys saw lots of cool stuff that you can do with that plate. And that was just the full nail stuff. Like, imagine what all the cool things you can create once you start playing around with individual designs as well. So the design that has been catching my eye is this, because checkers have been so hot this summer. I feel like it's been kind of hot for like the past 2 years. Kara is, for those of you who don't know Kara, she's Maniology's copywriter and social media manager. And she always spots all the trends. She even lets me know sometimes of like the cool things that are going on, because, you know, there's so much information that the Maniology team comes across all the time. We're constantly researching things. So, you know, sometimes we need a little help, little inspo from others, and Kara's always right there to help out. Okay, so, I didn't want to do this in black. Let's change colors, everyone. Give me 1 second. Darn it, did I forget again? It wouldn't be alive if everything went smoothly. That's always the joke. So, of course, even though I like grab 20 polishes, I have 3 different stampers. What do I forget? I forget the cotton pads, the one thing that like you absolutely need. I could get by with 2 polishes, but I cannot get by with 0 cottons. So let's try this again with our Bam White. So remember to apply more polish on these types of designs. Do not skimp, because then you're just gonna have to deal with it later and redo the whole design when it doesn't pick up well. So it's easier to apply more than it is to have to deal with redoing it all over again. Can you imagine what this would look like when we reverse stamped this or did like all kinds of fun, cool colors? I think right now the white and green is very cute and summery, but I think that there's so much potential to do all kinds of fun reverse coloring and cool details. So I highly recommend you check that out and try it. And then one of the last designs I wanted to, well, actually that's not true. I wanted to do a bunch of designs for you all, but I don't want you to all have to be waiting here forever. So we're gonna do this super cute swirl design. So much fun. Okay, so let's take a look. Look at all the cool things that we created today with our 2 plates. And again, these are all very popular designs that we've been seeing in the summer, variations of this, and I'm sure you all can come up with even more cool stuff. Like today I was struggling because I knew I needed to show you all how to do like a fun swirl design, but I was also really feeling this design. I really like this design so much. I can't even imagine what all of this would look like if it was reverse color. It's so cool. Rainbows again are so popular this summer. I feel like every time the summer comes, the popular things are pastels and neons, bright colors, pinks, oranges, greens, just colors and things that make you feel happy, that make you feel bright and fun. So let me show you the other plate one more time. Whoops. So this is our other plate, M329. Again, these will be available very soon, so make sure that you sign up for our newsletter so that way you know as soon as they launch, because I have a feeling these will do, especially this one, I can foresee it being very popular, and you want to grab it before it sells out and then you have to wait for a restock. That always sucks. But in case you are wondering, these are available for public purchase. You do not have to be a subscriber to purchase these, so make sure you check that out, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. And always mention us, share your nail mail with us, join our Facebook community if you want to hang out with other nail stamping people. We love seeing your creations, so don't forget to hashtag us and mention us so that way we can take a look, whether it's, you know, a nail technique, a nail hack, nail mail, manicures. We love seeing all of it. And I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you so much for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone.